So, we're back. International break is finally over. I'm very, very, very happy about that. And the preview's back. Hull City are back. Hull City versus Ipswich Town is on the way tomorrow. No, not to. Yeah, it is tomorrow when this goes out because I'm recording this on Thursday. So, anyway, first game of September after the international break. But before we get into the preview, I held a vote on my Instagram. And I didn't actually, on my Hull City fan account Instagram, I didn't actually post the photo on the Instagram page. But I have to do that after this video because I've revealed it in here. So, I held a vote for my Hull City Player of the Month award for August 2018. And the winner, as you can see on the trophy there, is Dan Batty. Now, into the preview then. The team news. Jackson Irvine, Tommy Elphick and Chris Martin are all pushing for inclusion as Hull City prepare to face Ipswich Town in the first game back after the international break. Irvine returned to training on Thursday morning, had fixtures with a thigh problem, with Adkins waiting to see whether the Australian midfielder suffers any adverse reaction before deciding whether to include him in his plans. Elphick and Martin are both pushing for debuts after joining just before the international break, with both having trained fully during the last couple of weeks. Andre Mazouk is now back in training after suffering knee injury in pre-season. Flight delays mean that Eric Lehigh won't return to the Tigers' Cottingham training ground base until Friday, having been away on international duty with the US. Kamil Grzycki is available for selection after a proposed deadline day move away fell through. Just the ins and outs of that. He was having a medical at Bursaspor. A better offer came in from Sporting Lisbon, but City didn't want that because they thought he'd already signed for Bursaspor. Well, I think it was a better offer for Grzycki, but it wasn't a better offer for us, so we declined that. And Grzycki ended up saying no to Bursaspor because he thought that the Sporting Lisbon deal was still on, but it wasn't. And James Weir has been out doing some minor training but will not be available for selection. Adkins confirmed he's out now kicking some balls around, but he's still not available for selection. Ipswich look likely to have Cole Scouse available despite the midfielder being stretched off against Norwich City last time out, but Teddy Bishop, Emir Hughes and Andre Dozzell are not yet ready to return to first team action as their recovery from injury continues. Sorry if you can't see the Ipswich bit, it's just how much I've had to type for City. So now into my predicted team. Formation, standard Adkins formation, whatever. So in goal, Marshall. He's been solid despite his little blip against Aston Villa, but he's learnt from that. He's very solid. And the good thing I like about us now is we've got two very, very good goalkeepers. Yes, the defence is poor, but the goalkeepers are really the shining light in that back five, because Marshall's been playing well all but one game, and George Long, despite conceding 4 goals against Derby in the Carabao Cup, was actually quite good from what I hear. I don't know, I was on holiday. So, now, in Lehigh's absence, right back is Toddy Kane. Obviously, Todd Kane is a right back by trade, but Adkins seems to like playing Chelsea loanee right backs out of position. He played Aina at left back last year. He played him at right mid one game. And he played Todd Kane at left mid pretty much all this season, other than the time that Stephen Kingsley was injured, where he put Kane at right back and moved Lehigh over to the left. So put Kane at right back because he's our only other option. Centre-back Reece Burke. He hasn't really done much in his time in the City shirt, nothing notable, but what he's done has been very solid, much better than Device, who was brought in pretty much a day after him. And speaking of Device, he's dropped for Tommy Elphick. Device has made some awful mistakes this season. He was the defender that allowed Alan Hutton to just run through him in the Villa game. He scored an own goal against Stoke. He gave away a penalty against Derby, which he really didn't need to do. All he needed to do was stay goal side, because all Waghorn needed to do was cross the ball, try and get it across the box, and Device is there. But no, Device tries to slide in, and he was lucky he didn't get sent off there. But even though my heart's telling me, no, not my heart, my heart's telling me Elphick, but my head is half telling me Elphick, but half telling me Device. Because Adkins seems to have some love relationship with Geordie Device, and I don't see why he's not suited to this style yet. But I just hope Device learns from it and maybe he can work his way back into the team if he does get dropped for Tommy Elphick. Now, left back Kingsley, mainly because I don't think he'll want to risk Fleming or Curry or Mackenzie in the league just yet. And Kingsley's a tough one this season. He's not, by tough I don't mean he's like, oh yeah, really bulky and muscular. Probably is, but you know, he's tough to rate his performance. He hasn't done anything notable. He's done a few things that are, I think he was one of the defenders along with Device that let Alan Hutton run through. But other than that, he's been solid. But maybe drop him and play free at the back, because that is what did us good in the Carabao Cup. Henriksen, the captain, seems to love giving away fouls this season. Ever since he's come in, he's been bang average at best. But then Adkins has come in. Yeah, Henriksen was dodgy for the first bit of Adkins' spell, but in the second bit of Adkins' first season, kind of, he's improved and he's played really, really well. And he definitely deserved to be captain based on last season's performances, realistically. But this season he's been poor. So does he get dropped? Don't know. I think he's staying in there because he's the captain though. We saw it with Dawson last year. He wasn't too great at some points, but stayed in probably because he was the captain. Batty, for me, he's been our player of the year so far. Hence why he's got player of the month for August. He's made next to no mistakes. He's been brilliant. Against Derby, he man-marked Mason Mount out of the game, which is what he was instructed to do, and he did it very, very well. So Dan Batty, brilliant, keep it up. Now Bowen on the right. This one's difficult. This one is very, very difficult, because he seems very desperate to get his goal this season. I feel like ever since Adkins has come in, Bowen has got worse and worse. Yeah, he scored a goal in pre-season, he scored a couple of goals towards the back end of last season. But this season, he's not been all too great. And maybe if Grzycki and Milinkovic impress, maybe Bowen gets dropped. Because to me, against Derby, it looked like he was too desperate to get the goal. And maybe that's, what? Maybe the goal's what he needs, but he's got to be good in other aspects of his game as well. And the goal will come for him, absolutely. I'm sure of it. But, how long will he have to wait? And will it be a long enough period of time that he is dropped? We don't know. Evandro Cam won Hull City's official goal of the month. I mean, there was hardly many goals to choose from, but he won goal of the month. He's got a couple of assists. He's been arguably just below Batty. And just hope he can keep it up and maybe notch him with a few goals as well, because we need the goals pretty much. Left mid, I've gone for Milinkovic. Now, Milinkovic, he needs time on the pitch to impress. He came on against Villa, missed what should have been an easy chance. I mean, I would have scored it, and I'm shocking at shooting. But Milinkovic, ever since that, he's kind of been phased out a lot more. Against Derby, he wasn't even on the bench, for God's sake. So is it that Adkins doesn't like his work rate? Is it he's not settled in properly? Like Klopp's done with Fabinho, he needs to get used to the style and the pace. But ultimately, he needs to give him a go, because he could, if once he's got used to our playing style and the way the Championship goes, he could be the player that we need to score the goals, get the assists in, and bring us to safety, because it looks like we're going to be battling for relegation again. Campbell up top, scored a couple of goals. I think he scored 3 this year. I think. It's 3 or 2. Campbell. I think, though, with Martin coming in, Martin's going to be breathing down Campbell's neck. Because I think, for me, Martin will overtake Will Keane and Dicker easily in the pecking order. But if Adkins wants to play Martin, Adkins has got to learn that he needs to play 2 up front if he's going to play Martin. Because Martin, he's not fast, he's a good header of the ball, so that's the only reason, that's a good thing about him, but he's not got the pace of Campbell and Dicker. So if he's going to play Martin, he needs to play Campbell or Dicker, or maybe even Will Keane next to him. But I think if he plays Will Keane next to Martin, our play style will become too predictable, where it will be, oh, all they're going to do is lump balls into the box, or whatever. So now on to the subs. So, substitutes then. George Long, the goalkeeper, as I said, very impressive in midweek, apparently, in the game he played. Johnny Device, I think he will be dropped, because he's made far too many mistakes. Irvan, I think, will just about creep in. Oh, have you noticed as well? In the old preview, well, in the most recent previews, the graphics, well, the pictures for these on the subs have been last season's pictures. But now I've managed to get hold of the pictures that City have officially released. And I can finally get that done. Get some, up-to-date pictures. Because Mazuch looks so different from last year, as does Dicker. Irvine, Torral, Grzycki, I think, will be back in the fold. Dicker and Chris Martin will complete the subs bench. And one thing, Hull City announce his squad number, for God's sake. That's the only announcement we're currently waiting on from City. We're just waiting for Martin's squad number. So, yeah. But now on to my prediction. So, moving on to my prediction then. I'm just going to keep it on this screen for now because I can't be able to reveal it dramatically. So, we've got a good track record against Ipswich, but we're Hull City. And track record and past results mean absolutely nothing. So, for us, I think we will get off the mark this season at home with a 2-1 win. Let's remember, we're still waiting on our first point at home. What are we doing? What on earth are we doing? So, I'm going for 2-1. I don't care who scores, just that we score more goals than them. And that's it for the preview. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're new. I'm back after the international break, and I literally have not uploaded a preview in ages. Since the Stoke game, I didn't upload one for the derby because I'm lazy. So, I will see you tomorrow for the Hull City vlog. Up the Tigers! Come on, City! Goodbye.